Day 53 of watching every film that has won Best Picture.
Today I am watching American Beauty. It was released in 1999 and it was directed by Sam Mendes. A sexually frustrated suburban father has a midlife crisis after becoming infatuated with his daughter's best friend. I was gonna say that after Driving Miss Daisy, I kind of lost hope that the last movie of the decade was gonna be like a banger. I was like, oh, maybe it'll be brought back with the '90s, and I've never seen this movie, but it doesn't sound like a fun watch. But I digress, cause I will be right back. Okay, so that movie actually turned out a lot different than I thought it was gonna turn out. I was honestly giving it a side eye for a good majority of the movie. So for rewatchability, I don't know. I think I give this movie like maybe a 2 out of 5. I don't think this movie was a bad movie. But I don't know. I don't think it's just my cup of tea, I guess. But it's not bad. I just don't want to lie and say I will watch it again because I wouldn't. Story, I'm going to give the story a 4 out of 5. I think the story was good. I feel like it took a little bit of time to get where it was going. And that's the only reason why it's not a 5 out of 5, because at first I thought it was a completely different movie than what it was. And then when it ended, I felt like it ended, I don't know. I just felt like there should have been more in the time that it had. But I think I also watched the extended cut because it was 2.5 hours. Cinematography, I'm also gonna give the cinematography a 4 out of 5. This movie had a lot of nice composition and framing that I think was very subtle, and just the use of, like, in the beginning, even though it kind of was completely gone in the second act of the film, in the beginning the rose petals were a symbol for, I'm not even sure, but they were a symbol, and I like how they were used in the first act of the film. So I think the cinematography is, I think it's 4 out of 5. Overall, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5, just because, like I said, I felt like there were a lot of things introduced in the first act of the film that were just never like closed. We got introduced to a lot of different stories in a way that weren't resolved at the end of the movie. And if that was the case, we could have just never really opened them in the first place. But needless to say, that was still a very good movie, and I'm surprised that it won Best Picture, seeing how dark it was. So, 4.5 out of 5 overall.